All right, so we are in conversation with Ajay Garg of Equirus Capital joining us now. Ajay, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time, long time, and uh, we are having this conversation at a time when very nice, healthy-ish correction is happening in the broader markets. You've seen the markets and assets and have been in touch with promoters for deals for a fairly long time. What is your broad view on this? Is a routine correction which is happening well, or valuation had gone a little stretched? What are your thoughts from a practitioner's point of view, who really works on valuations in the middle of deals?
We had a pretty good run from mid-June onwards, and in that run, and obviously we had 3 transactions which we pushed in, on early August, and my discussion with my team also was, that we have been 6-7 weeks. The markets have been in a good zone. There will be some correction. Let's get our transactions done before the market corrects, and we. Whether it was the Minda QIP, Rolex Rings IPO, and the Krishna Diagnostics IPO, we could get it done in that time frame. Our view remains that this is a temporary situation. There has been a continued interest, continue to see good flows across all our portfolio, whether on the public market side or on our wealth side and our PMS side. A great amount of interest remains in the Indian equities. We also see that this is again a market where we have seen this type of markets almost after 12 years. Last time we saw this type of market was in 2007, 2008, and the markets were pretty dull for most of the last decade because of the period between 2010 to 15, and then you had the series of demonetization GST measures which had an impact on earnings. And we have seen some good amount of earnings growth also coming in. And, in the same period of this 12 years from a capital market perspective, we did see that lots of high quality companies and high quality businesses have been continuously funded by private equity investors. I think in this whole ensuing period of, last 11, 12 years, every year, $25-30 billion of private equity has happened. And quite a few of them are seeking public market exits. So if you see most of the companies that have come out also, invariably are private equity funded companies. And we continue to believe that, the markets has shown ability and capacity to absorb. So I think we continue to remain pretty bullish for the next in terms of the type of issuances and with different types of companies that will hit the market. And but we are not seeing this correction as a long-term correction, but more of a temporary scenario where, you'll have those periods about few weeks or up and down, but I guess that's it. And we're not seeing it any other way.
Right. Ajay, what kind of conversations are you having with your large clients? Clients in each segment of your business, be it your PMS side of the business, which led by Viraj is doing very well. How are the large PMS clients talking to you? Or be it large institutional buyers when you go about marketing papers such as Minda, which is doing phenomenally well, and of course US and Europe, a lot of target markets are also looking upwards. Is there appetite, be it in the HNI segment or be it in the institutional side? What kind of companies are they seeking or ideas are they seeking?
So, Viraj has not seen this type of flows which he's seen in the last 3 months, and those flows are getting stronger. So we continue to see a lot of interest from his clients to deploy capital. If I talk to institutional investors, mostly mutual fund or foreign investors, they've also seen significant flows. We have been talking to a lot of institutional investors. They have seen a significant amount of flows come into their portfolio. Their base is much larger. So if I look at what Viraj has got, their base is obviously 10x that number. So to that extent, I think each of them are enjoying good flows right now. Equities have also performed. We have seen almost all mid caps, small caps, large caps have had a good run over the last 15 months. And that has sort of, enabled the differential between returns on equity vis-a-vis any other investment class. So to that extent, I think the flows being enjoyed by all institutional investors is all-time high vis-a-vis what we have seen. We saw the number for July also, where in the industry has seen almost close to 23,000 coming in a single month, which I think is a very significantly high number. So yeah, if that's the type of behavior right now, where flows are very strong.
Right. Right. Ajay, let's talk about what kind of assets are looking attractive uh, in terms of the earnings potential, also in terms of industry tailwinds which are there. I remember your house was one of the very early spotters of opportunity in the chemical space, for example. Uh, what kind of opportunities are you witnessing, sectors or themes which you may or may be working on? I don't want specific deals, but where you see good runway of growth, medium to long term on earnings, industry tailwinds coming together, and also institutional appetite, because you have spotted some good themes much ahead of the time.
So Ajay, thanks for highlighting that we were the first few guys to talk about chemicals. But as I said, not seen a market like this. It basically also means that we are seeing good opportunities across the board. So a lot of the things are being played out simultaneously. So this whole China plus enhancing them, the stories we are playing out in, like the deal between Rolex, which was a world-class manufacturer, or chemicals, so that's playing out. We are also seeing significant benefit coming out in financialization of the investments of the theme, the financialization of how people are investing more and more in financial assets than in real estate and gold. And you've seen this also, like, there was this one note out there which talked about almost all AMC stocks have gone up, and wealth management companies would also be the next level of situation. So that's a nice theme which is playing out. We are also seeing themes around domestic consumption. We are seeing as the rising income is, the brands and all those are playing out very nicely. The global recovery is also very strong. So if you see IT stocks and the way that all dollar stocks, which are servicing the US markets, are also doing well. Finally, we are seeing a significant capex cycle is back. The private capex cycle, which was missing for almost 8 to 10 years, is also back. And that theme is also, I think, an interesting theme which we are seeing playing out. And, I guess the concomitant to all these themes are, the enablers, whether it's the financing companies or, the automobile companies and various other baskets of those situations. So in that context, I would say that, why the market is so bullish and we are seeing so many transactions. If you really look at all the IPOs that have happened so far, from a company to a food service delivery company to an engineering company to a diagnostic company to a pharma. So all sorts of companies are actually coming across, and they are all having a good response from the market. And I think that is what is sort of playing out very well in the market today.
Right. Very quickly, do you see, you can answer in a very brief manner, this cycle continue for some time, a couple of quarters more, or do you think that we are in the middle of it or in the early stage? Where are we on the cycle in your view?
I get lots and lots of marks for getting this right, but it's very difficult for anyone of us to get this right. I've been looking at the example of when China Life happened in China, and the way a large had an impact in 2003-04 to the overall Chinese market and its whole weight in the Asian context. I think India's LIC will be one such transaction which will totally increase the weight of the market, will increase flows and allocations. And I would be in that school of thought that, till LIC a quarter thereafter, I continue to remain bullish about how much of flows that will come in, because one LIC with a the purported value of around 8-10 lakh crores or thereabout, I don't know exactly what's the valuation it will finally come out, but the purported value, purported size will lift the overall allocation that could be available to the Indian market with the issue of that size. So I am in this bucket that, at least for the next 9-12 months, we are going to be in the rising tide zone. Normally we saw that, in the 2007-2008, we did see the peak was 50-60,000 crore. It went to 80-90,000 crore. We already done 80,000 crore so far. But my expectation is that with something like LIC and the way the markets are playing out with the flows, I will not be surprised if we end up this year with 2.5 lakh crore types of capital raise. Yeah.
Wow, that will keep all of us quite busy. Of course, our side of the table covering the markets and deals, and your side of the table, putting all the formalities in place and getting them executed. With that, thank you very much for your time, Ajay. Before we wrap out, actually, let's also get in a slice of chat from Tarun Garg, which we gathered earlier in the day.